What is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Ramsa here. Today I'm joined by Geekdom 101 for some Dragon Ball Super talk, and hopefully to kind of clear up the mystery or what's going on with all the timelines right now. It's a lot of confusion, but I think we've got to figure it out. And how about this? Let's start by kind of explaining something. That's a timeline. That's
first thing.
This
will contain spoilers for Super episode 58, and also a little bit of the upcoming stuff too, right? A little bit, maybe.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Just be aware that there's going to be spoilers in here. There's one thing I want to discuss that happens in episode 60, and it's kind of a major spoiler if you haven't caught up to that. So we might talk about that, just a heads up.
Yes,
but
I wanted to make sure they knew that. Yeah.
Before we start, can you explain how timelines actually work in the Dragon Ball universe? Because the one thing that a lot of people are confused about right now is that there is one Zamasu, which there isn't. And there's a lot of evidence that there isn't, including one that happens in episode 60. But our theory is kind of good in the right direction of what could possibly be the outcome. But before we talk about that, can you break down how the timelines work in Dragon Ball?
Pretty much, all right. Well, I'll break down how they worked before this arc, because this arc is starting to change stuff, all right? So the way they worked before this arc, and again, this is all based on, like, watching the old Dragon Ball Z. If you want to rewatch what I'm talking about, go back to Dragon Ball Z and find the episode. I don't remember the number, but it's explained in the episode where Trunks, Gohan, Krillin, and Yamcha are on the hovercraft, and they're flying, and they're talking about, like, the time travel thing and why the future hasn't changed yet. So that's the episode you'll want to watch. But pretty much the way it works is when you travel back in time using the time machine, you create a new timeline. So in other words, the way that Toriyama's written this is, rather than have it like be like a Back to the Future kind of effect, it's not like that. Like, if I go back in time, it's not going to affect my timeline. It'll create a new timeline. Yes. Correct. That's how it works. So basically, and it is a little bit confusing. I have a video, which hopefully you'll link, called Dragon Ball Z Time Travel Explained, which goes into explicit detail. Plus, Quinn has a 40-minute video going into more detail. So if you have time, that's worth checking out. But pretty much, when Cell went back in time and when Trunks went back in time, in the Dragon Ball Z story, it created, 4 timelines, and that's explained in Quinn's video. I'm not going to go into it right now, it takes too long, but pretty much the rules of time travel are, you go back in time, you make a new timeline, but you create a link between your time machine and your original future. So when Trunks went back to the future, to kill 17 and 18 in Dragon Ball Z episode 194, he did not go back to the, quote, Buu saga or any of that stuff. He went back to his own future. So that's, I guess, the easiest way to explain it, is that whenever you travel through time, you make a new timeline. But with Dragon Ball Super, now we have the invention or the introduction of time rings, which is kind of confusing, because time rings, it changes things a little bit.
So wait, hold on, come on. You said there's 4 timelines?
Yes, there are 4 timelines.
Did you notice that there were 4 time rings, 4 green ones?
Absolutely, yes.
I didn't catch that the first time.
I think 4 green ones and 1 gray one. Yes.
Yes, and what the gray one does is it allows you to jump into the future, so you can kind of like observe what happens. But if you do anything in that timeline, it doesn't affect your past timeline. It doesn't create another timeline. It can affect the future, but it can't affect what happens in the past, and therefore the time stream is still good. Now the green ones are created when you go back in the past and you create that parallel world. In this case, everything that happened in Trunks' timeline was different from the main one. When the androids were killed in the past, they were still in the future, so Trunks had to take care of them.
That's right, yeah. It's basically a takeoff of the Stephen W. Hawking string theory, in that there are a million different possibilities. So right now, in another timeline, you and I are recording this video, but we're saying different things. Like, correct. Every decision that's made makes a new timeline. That's a Stephen W. Hawking theory. You can look that up on Wikipedia if you want to have your mind blown. Toriyama just took that concept and just made it simpler with the time travel, a time machine. But like we talked about, the time rings make it a little more complicated, because the big theory that a lot of us had, including myself, was that Zamasu of the future is the same one that fought Goku in the past. But now, based on spoilers and what they're telling us, that may not be the case. And I will say this right now in your video, I do believe that Whis, Beerus, Bulma, that conversation from Super Episode 58, is gonna be a bait and switch. I think there's more to this story.
Oh yeah, there's definitely gotta be more.
We don't even know, and that's one thing I want to say about the spoilers. We still don't know who Black is. No spoilers has told us what Black actually is. So this video is kind of speculatory in a way. Well, it will be, but
completely speculatory.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the idea that we discussed before we start recording could be the right path, because again, all it takes to speculate is to figure out how the character is. And based on Zamasu, there's one thing that I kind of understand, and we all can confirm, and that's that he hates mortals. For whatever reason, for his own reasons, he thinks they need to be killed. This is his form of justice. So putting all these bits of evidence together made us come up with this theory. And this theory is that Zamasu is killing off mortals across every single timeline. So, okay, let's talk about the whole Goku Black thing. So according to what we said, because Goku fought Black, or not Black, because Goku fought Zamasu, this created Black in the future. But the question is how? Because these are two different timelines. How does that work? Well, the variable here is a time ring. And in fact,
the time ring changes everything.
Exactly. The last time ring created was the one that Trunks created. So therefore, if you put on a time ring, you can zoom into that future, which basically is the future timeline that has Black in it.
Yeah,
so
in other words, you can now cross between timelines with the time rings.
Correct. So because Goku fought Zamasu, at some point in the main timeline, Zamasu, which we saw him ask Zuno, he figures out that he can create. He create his own plan based on the Super Dragon Balls. He can get immortality, which we know he doesn't have to wait a year because he can just jump into a year ahead using the time ring to recharge the balls and ask for a second wish, which would be to create Black. Now the big mystery is why does Black still have the same key as Zamasu as opposed to having the same key that Goku had?
And how did Black get a time ring? There's a lot of unsolved mysteries here. So again, the problem with this video and the whole discussion in our community now for the next like 3 weeks is that there's still a piece. Toriyama's given us 11 out of 12 slices, bro. Is pretty much the way it is.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is the
7
theory.
out of 8, whatever.
This is the theory that we came up with. There are more than one Zamasu, which is kind of obvious. We do know in episode 60 that according to the titles, and this could be wrong, this could be a bait and switch as well, Beerus kills present timeline Zamasu just to kind of prevent anything crazy from happening.
Yeah, essentially what happens is Zamasu successfully kills Gowasu according to the TV guide, and then Beerus is like, screw this, and then hops in there and kills Zamasu. But again, there's a couple of questions here. Number one, how could Beerus kill Zamasu if he is an immortal? Did he not yet make that wish? That's where it gets interesting.
Yeah, right? I don't think he's made the wish yet.
Yeah.
But what I think will happen in one of the timelines is we do get an immortal Zamasu, we do get Black, and I feel like because of the ability of using time rings, Zamasu will hop from timeline to timeline to timeline to timeline and tell every single Zamasu in that timeline to carry out the plan. So the ultimate Zero Mortals plan, which is going to be revealed in like 4 weeks, episode 61, I think. I think ultimately,
second week of October, yeah.
I think ultimately what the plan here is Zamasu is going to basically connect with every single Zamasu in the future. I mean, it makes sense because future Zamasu, when he saw Goku, he says, oh, we get to fight again. But they've never met, technically. And this is why a lot of people thought that the future Zamasu was a past one. But in reality, he did technically meet him, just a different timeline one. With that said, what I think is going to be the ultimate Zero Mortals plan is Zamasu is going to talk to every single, well, not every single, but a lot of Zamasus across the timelines, and basically tell them the same plan. They can probably become immortal themselves and just carry out a plan similar to Goku Black, where they're just kind of like killing off people left and right and reducing the world, the universes of the mortals. And I think this, I think this actually can also tie into the Omni King, because at this point you have a problem that spans across universes and timelines. And didn't they actually say that in the original description of the episode of the arc before it came out? Like this will carry the fight across timelines and universes.
Yes. And that's the thing is when Herms and I talked about this on the video I did way back at the beginning of the arc. Herms pointed out, he goes, just because the Omni King has dominion over the 12 universes does not mean he can affect the future. We don't know if he can yet. He may not. We don't know. Like people think he can. We don't know if he can travel through time, but of course with a time ring he can. So so basically the idea is this: at some point the Zamasu of the present, I guess before killing Gowasu or something, went into the future to future Trunks timeline by putting on one of those 4 time rings and found the Zamasu in that timeline. Now of course what this means is that the timelines exist outside of the universe. So it's not just Universe 7's timeline. The timelines that Trunks created, there's 12, this is complicated. If this theory is true, that means that the 12 universes exist in 4 different timelines. So it's like 12, 12, 12, 12, right? So that means that Zamasu went into the future, he met and went to Trunks' timeline, he met his alternate timeline counterpart, told him about Goku, told him about the whole story, and then that Zamasu that he told him about is the one that Goku fights.
And
but
all
like
that, could have happened right now after. Because remember when they showed up to Gowasu's planet, they were like, "Where's Zamasu?" And he was like, "Oh, he's been gone since this morning." He could have like done that.
And he had
in
that
small
sinister
period.
smile. Exactly, that sinister smile. Because here's what will probably happen. He probably tried to get the Super Dragon Balls, but was told by Zuno, you can't make the wish yet. So he said, well, wait a minute. Let's just go to the future. So he probably put on the time ring, went to the future, met his counterpart, and the future Zamasu gathered the Super Dragon Balls in Trunks' timeline. Yep. That's what happened. That to me kind of makes sense. But then again, we still have the mystery of Black. I
have a possible answer for Black as well.
He found Goku's corpse?
No, I think Black actually is Zamasu.
He might
Another timeline Zamasu.
So, okay, so you think that the future Zamasu, this is crazy. All right, and by the way,
Zamasu, not the future Zamasu, but a future Zamasu. I think that he also gathered the Super Dragon Balls because, again, with the time ring, it's a cheat code. You can get it basically within a couple seconds.
My head hurts. Go ahead.
Yeah, basically. What I think happens at some point also in the future is, you get the immortal Zamasu, but another Zamasu probably asked to get Goku's body. And that explains why he has a Kaoshin earring, why he would have the ring. In a way, he is a Kaoshin himself. And this also explains why the key is so similar, but yet different.
So you think one of the other Zamasus possessed Goku's body? That's what you think?
Basically, either possessed or he actually, used the Super Dragon Balls to take that body, to be that body. Like, I wish, make me black. Like, it's funny because that was a line in today's episode where Goku says, make me black. That could have happened. He could have easily done that. And then that way, he did say they're kind of a kindred spirit. It's similar. So I don't think he created a corpse and brought it back to be a servant. I honestly think that Black is Zamasu just from a different timeline. Just he has his body through the Super Dragon Balls, and because he is a god, he should know how to manipulate God Ki. And from learning to fight Goku and seeing Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, I feel like he's able to just kind of mix all his knowledge of expertise of fighting that Zamasu had with the Black, or with the Goku that he has right now, and then kind of master himself, and that creates the ultimate Zero Mortals plan.
Yeah, because people have been asking, here's another one that I thought of too. People have been asking, how does future Goku, or Black, whatever, how does he know not just the Kamehameha, but also the instantaneous movement, otherwise known as the instant transmission, the teleportation move? If they do possess Goku's body, it could be possible that maybe they inherited all of Goku's knowledge, and Goku in the future or Goku in the present both went to Planet Yardrat and both learned that move, so that could be how he knows that move.
He should have learned that move in the future because he died after coming back from there.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That would make sense if he did that. Like, it could be possible that Zamasu goes to Trunks' future and he's like, well, where's Son Goku? And then he finds out from someone, oh, Son Goku's been dead forever. Maybe even I don't know who it is. And then he goes, really? And then he goes and he digs up his body and he's like, okay, we're going to counterfeit his whole thing is like, not only am I going to screw up the universe or whatever, the multiverse, but I'm going to do it using Goku's avatar to kind of like, frame him in a weird way. To kind of disrespect him, Either way, what I find funny about this is that I don't know about you, but I know I was thinking that Dragon Ball Super should be a little bit more complex because, it is a kid's show, but it's also aimed at all the nostalgia people from Dragon Ball back in the day. But I'm like, this is a little too complex now, bro, because look, you got a couple of grown men. See, I feel weird because we got a lot of kids that watch Super, and I'm sure they're confused. You got grown men spending hours talking about this now, trying to figure it out. I just hope there's no plot holes. I just really want this to all make sense at the end of the day. Yeah.
And one more key, and this is a complete speculation guess again, of linking Zamasu with Black is they both use the blade.
The psionic blade, yeah,
they
exactly.
Use the blade, yeah. That's another reason for why I think it's got to be him. It's just in a different timeline.
Dude,
so I don't know.
Do me a favor, contact Namco Bandai and tell them to call that move the psionic blade, so I can get credit for it because I came up with that name. That would be immortalization for me, bro. I'd be an immortal. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, when they get the pink hair, if they do it for DLC with the psionic blade, and they call it psionic blade, dude. Go ahead. Sorry, I'm marking out.
Unfortunately, we won't know the answers about this for the next couple weeks. They're skipping next weekend, which I believe is September 19th. And then the series comes
17th,
back.
18th, yeah.
Yeah, so the series comes back a week after that, where we get the Protect Gawasu episode. And then after that is going to be the big one of what we just said, where Beerus apparently kills President Zamasu. But again, we don't know if he actually kills him or if that's kind of bait and switch, which Toei has done to us a couple times now in this arc. At this point, all we have is our theories and basically patience.
Yeah. With that said, so to wrap it up, do you want to wrap it up or I'll wrap it up?
I was going to wrap it up fast. I was going to say, with that said, if you have any theories of your own, or what you think could be the possibility of making sense of the timelines, feel free to drop it down below. But for now, the series is getting hyped, and I love how there's an actual feel of a threat, because if it is true that there's many Zamasus across timelines, basically killing off mortals, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal.
And
now
then you have to involve the other gods of destruction and other important people. That could be like the precursor to the, Omniverse tournament. We're gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, you're not just dealing with one Zamasu, you're dealing with like possibly infinite. I mean, all it takes is Zamasu to jump into the timeline and tell one Zamasu, hey, I need you to jump in timeline and then do this, and then basically rinse and repeat. For all we know, each Zamasu told a Zamasu to jump in the timeline and then tell them about this plan and then create this like crazy plan that's killing off literally mortals across time and space, and that's insane.
Because didn't Black say he's already killed off a lot of mortals, right? When he did. In the monologue, yeah.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you have to think about this fourth dimensionally, because when you're dealing with time travel, you have to think about it fourth dimensionally, in that there's time travel. So we don't know what happened in those 17 years. Yeah, Black could have done it. So just to once again get through everybody's head and mine. All right, I'm doing it for myself here. Zamasu, before he went back to visit Gowasu when Goku was there, went to the future timeline, talked to his counterpart, and told him the plan. And it's kind of like the one with Jet Li, as complicated as that might seem. If anybody remembers that movie. And then that Zamasu's the one that Goku fought in the future. That's immortal.
Yeah. Anyways, before we talk our heads off, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below on what we think, or what you think about what's going on. Any ideas you have. Any speculations and predictions, drop it down below. But for now, Geekdom, I guess we have to wait another 2 weeks.
Oh,
and
stop with the breaks, bro. But you know what? I hope the series goes on forever, bro. Like, how are they going to top this arc, bro? Like, I know everybody wants Planets the Doll and, more Hit. We want Hit to come back. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, all I know is at this point, we need Omnikin to step in, because that is a theory, or that is the case that's happening with the multiple Zamasus. He's got to step in and be like, yo, this has got to stop. And I feel like what's going to happen, and I hope this doesn't happen, because this would be like a cop-out, easy way out, is they'll...
I have an idea, actually, but go ahead.
They'll have Omnikin step in, remove all the Zamasus in the future timelines, and keep one because Goku wants to fight him. And I hope that doesn't happen.
No, I got it even better. I got an even better idea. Again, this is all speculation. Omni King finds out what's been going on, and he's like, you know what? I'm just going to destroy everything. And Goku steps up. This is what he does. They pull up Matrix Revolutions. He steps up to the Omni King and goes, don't destroy everything. Let me and some of my friends take care of it. Like he's gonna say Omni King, like what Neo said to the machine ruler at the end of Revolutions. Like, the program's been taking over your city. Zamasu's taking over. Let me take care of it, so you don't have to destroy everything. So that then because Omni King already likes Goku, he'd be like, all right, you know what? You take care of it. I won't destroy all universes. I'm not going to wreak havoc. I'm not going to kill everything. You go ahead and take care of it. I'll let you do it. And then Goku kind of, in a way, saves the multiverse by stepping up to fight Zamasu and Black versus having Omni King do it. I think that works out better. I think now we don't have to worry about Omni King getting involved, because Goku can say, no, I'll take care of it. And, there you go. That could work too. We're talking here. I'm just saying. We
do know if the Omni King wanted to, he can make everything disappear. I mean, he made Universe 13 through 18 just poof, gone. So, I don't know.
No,
we talk too much. We talk too much. So, we'll talk to you guys in the comment section below. Leave a like if you enjoyed today's discussion, if you're hyper super. And I guess let's let the mystery unfold. Let the mystery keep going, and we'll see what happens.
So, and one more thing. Just don't attack this as far as it not making sense yet until the arc is over. When the arc is over, if we got plot holes, I assure you that the community, the fandom will talk about it. But right now, we have to wait, because you never know. They might fix it. You never know. Toriyama supposedly worked a little bit more time on this arc, so maybe he really did think about things, and that would be great.
Yeah. With that said, I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the comment section below.
Bye.